Good day, everyone. Merry meet. My name is Glennis, and I am the Witch of Whitetail Hollow. If you are new, I want to give you a very warm welcome. I have a lot of new subscribers, so I want to say welcome. I hope you hit the subscribe button and join me. I hope and I try so hard to be an inspiration to everyone. Not only do I like to teach, but I also really enjoy inspiring you guys and maybe taking it up maybe a level or two. If you guys are returning subscribers, well, you know, it's just so awesome to see you guys. I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a life update. I'm doing very, very well, of course. But as many of you guys know, I've been a caregiver now probably for the last 6-8 weeks, something like that. And I wanted to tell you that my friend is doing better, not totally on their feet yet. They are having surgery, their surgery Monday. Today is Friday the 13th. Yes, I know. I'm not superstitious, but they are having surgery on Monday. So that's what, the 15th, 16th, something like that. But I'm going to be doing as many videos as I can in the short little bit before Monday, and you know, so I hope that you will join me and think about me and think about my friend. I have had a little bit of help, thankfully, but you know, it's sad to say I had to harken back. You know, let's go back to 1960. I had to harken back to my old hippie days where I had to, I think it was, and it was just this past week, I think it was Monday or Tuesday, I'm not really quite sure what day. My days are getting a little mixed up because I've been so busy. But I had to go because we were hearing, you know, one story and then another story and another story. We're talking with, you know, an insurance representative, not the insurance company themselves, but someone who, you know, would actually know, that works with the company that they work with. And we're speaking with the doctor's office and we're hearing all of these different stories, you know. And I just, like I said, I went back to my old hippie days and I said, you know what? I packed myself a really quick lunch and grabbed a bottle of water, some reading material, and I think it was at like 6:30 in the morning. I drove to Nashville and I did a sit-in the doctor's office. Yes, I did. I spoke with the receptionist, who again gave me a story, and I educated her as best that I could as to what my knowledge was. And then I get another story they pass me on to someone else, and then I get another story, and then they pass me on yet again to someone else, and this person is saying, well, when I get this done, when I get this done, I don't want to give you too many details. I'll give you guys a call and let you know. I said, okay, that's okay, I can wait. And she just kind of gave me the look and she said, here? And I said, oh yes. I said, I have my lunch and my water. I'm good. I can wait. And I'm not really quite sure she knew what to think. But the reality is that I'm a typical Aries. I'm very incredibly stubborn. No surprise there. I'm a very, very loyal and faithful friend. And the bottom line is I was prepared to stay there until the day ended. And I sat in the office probably almost 4 hours waiting for them to rectify the situation. But by the end of the 4 hours, we got things set and figured out, and thankfully I got the wheels in motion to the point where surgery was scheduled they phoned us the very next day, giving us a scheduled date of Monday. So within a day or two, there you go. So all I can say is, you know, what are you going to do? You know, we had waited and waited a month. Waited a month. And some of it was due to, they sent test results to the insurance company, to where the insurance company said, no, we can't do the surgery because of X, Y, and Z. Well, they didn't send like the wrong test results, but they send test results that, let's just say, for various different reasons, were inaccurate. So all I can say is sometimes you just got to go and figure it out. Sometimes you have to help them along the way. But I did what I had to do, and I would do it again. And, you know, that's just how I am. But anyway, you know, so thank you guys for hanging in there with me. And what I'm going to share with you today is, and what I hope that I'm working on a collaboration with another YouTuber, and let's just say my door swings one way in the craft and her door swings a different kind of way. But what we are going to do is, I will show you my way, maybe of like today, how I perceive this, the ingredients that I use, and how I work this. We're going to show you how she might do it and how I might do it. The deities that we work with, why, how, you know, whatever, and things like that. And so what we would, I don't know if it's going to be once a week, once every couple of weeks, once a month. At this point, her schedule is just kind of crazy. She's going through some wonderful, wonderful things, and I'm going through some wonderful, wonderful things, because you know what? Every day I wake up, it's like I won the lottery. But so, you know, even though we're all very, very busy, we're going to try to collaborate on that, so you guys can see how I do things, how she does things, and maybe if you want to, you know, mix it up. If you want to mix it up and you know, pull from our experiences, because she's very, very experienced, and you guys already know I'm an old coot. So there you go. But what I started with today, and this is, I'm hoping this will be a part of the collaboration, and if not, I'm going to go ahead and upload it, and we'll just, she and I will get together later and kind of do it. But what she and I talked about was doing like a protection ball. So you guys know me. If you've watched any of my videos, you know I'm going to take something and I'm going to take it up just a wee bit of a notch. So what I've done is I've made Yule Protection Balls. So you can make them, of course, for protection, but you can also add a few other things in, and I will get into that as I proceed here. So if this is going to be a wee bit of a chatty video, and what can I say, you know? But you know, I kind of wanted to do this right, and so when you guys do it, because yesterday I had one of those days that I don't think I sat down all day, and that's really the truth. I was just going, and trying to do as much as I could, as quickly as I could. And then when I finally did find an opportunity to sit down, my mind is going, okay, I got to get this done. So, and I started to have and I'll confess, I started to have a wee bit of a pity party. Because all of my Christmas decorations are in storage. And the thought, honestly, at this point, the thought of going, I mean, even my wheel is in storage, and it makes me so sad. But anyway, I thought just the thought of going and rooting through the storage, moving these big massive things just to get to my decor, I said, you know what, I can't do it. I mean, I've got a wee bit of a tree back here, you know, a wee bit of a tree, and it's, you know, it's my Charlie Brown tree. But you know what, it's there. There's presents up under it, and I guess really kind of that's all that matters. And like I said, I was in the middle of kind of feeling sorry for myself, and I said, well, you dummy, you know, look around. You know, I've totally forgotten that I've got magnolia, a huge, beautiful magnolia tree in the back that I got. There's Nandina that's given not only the birds something to eat, but a little bit of decor and color for my table here and for my balls too. And there's holly. I've got holly all the way around the front of the house and the side here. And I also have my wheat here. That's from my Samhain table centerpiece. I've got my roses that I've had hanging in my kitchen window drying from a spell that I did last week. There's also a bit of a pine tree. I'm not sure if you guys can see. There's teeny tiny little pine cones in here, and I said, well, you know, just look around. You have so many things, not only to be thankful for, but you have so many things just sitting there waiting. So I'm like, you know what? Whatever, right? But I started this morning, and when I started to work, I always try to cleanse my space, of course. I used my moon water to wipe my hands, and before all of this was here, I used my moon water and my holy water to wipe everything down. I used my Hyjon oil that for my hands, and I just rub it in my hands, and I bring up as much energy as I can, and I sit and I meditate, and I start thinking about things and where I'm going to go with this, and I start working. But yesterday what I did, so yeah, I went and I cut these things just for this, and I won't cut any more because I don't want to damage anything else. But I'm not burning the traditional incense today because I know a lot of you guys have maybe some breathing issues. So with that, what I'm doing, I am burning essential oils though. I am burning frankincense and myrrh and sandalwood. And I am burning in two things. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I'm burning bergamot and sage. And again, if you want to burn incense, I have actually a very good friend who gifted me some feathers that I made a wand with, a smudge wand with. And I also have a turkey feather. You can also use it. I actually knew this turkey. I actually really did. I knew this turkey on a personal level. And I missed them so much. There was a whole flock that would come and see me every day. But so you can use a feather. But you know, if you don't have a turkey that you know, then you can always use something as simple as a magnolia leaf. And if, you know, just cleanse your space like that. You can use your hand. You can just use what you have available to you. So I did smudge, and I did sage, and I did cleanse my area here, and I made a jar, and I made a larger, I've got a little besom as a charm, and these are glass, and I made this today. And I made a smaller one. I have an owl. For some reason, I'm very, very attracted to owls. Always have been for many, many years. But I made a smaller one. And I hope you can see the red berries in it and things like that. And again, I'm going to go over with this with you guys to show you what I've used. And again, it's a matter of using what you really already have. But what I started with, and again, this is a very, very beautiful gift from a friend. Thank you. I started with coffee beans. I use coffee beans. I think I used coffee beans, not beans, but grounds in a spell the other day. And I used that to maybe speed up a spell, you know, hurry it along. I believe it was for the road opener that I was working, that I'm actually still working. But that's just to speed it up a little bit. And I did make notes. Also, coffee is used to enhance your libido and your sexual activity. Just saying. So I've put it in a few love spells before, and also a brewed cup of coffee, depending on, you know, your cup and how wide your cup is. I've also used coffee to scry in. So, and coffee will clear blockages. So again, that's why I used it in a road opener. So there's coffee beans in here. And I guess it would be easier for me to go this way. That way I know I won't forget anything. I've used some lichen or moss. And again, these are for protection, but they're also, you know, for, like I said, you can customize them. But I've used moss in here to entrap any bad spirits that might come your way. I've used lavender to, again, not everyone gets along greatly during the holidays, so I've added lavender in here to keep a sense of calm. And also, and I really wished I had like the lavender sprigs, but I bought this at my Botanica, and it is just absolutely, the color in it is just absolutely gorgeous. It's just beautiful lavender. I actually have 2 containers of lavender, and even though they are like fresh, I compared them both, and one just looked kind of gray and brownish, and I'm like, well, wow, you know. So clearly my local Botanica has a really good source, but lavender for, of course, for calm. And I use yarrow, and yarrow is very, very good for healing. So if not everyone stays calm during the holidays and someone gets their feelings hurt, then hopefully a little bit of healing will happen. And of course I used mistletoe, and I use mistletoe, of course, because, I mean, it's mistletoe, but this is to open doors, and mistletoe helps you gain insight. I used, of course, for protection, I used bay leaves, and if you want to write on your bay leaf, you know, something for the new year, then hey, go for it. But I just added bay leaves, and of course salt. I added salt for cleansing and protection. I added nutmeg, and I made a note about nutmeg here. Nutmeg, I used whole nutmeg, and it's been used in good luck charms. You can use ground nutmeg, but I do have whole nutmeg that I use. I used it in this one. I think you guys can probably see it. And again, this is nothing special. This is just an old jelly jar. But I used nutmeg. I used orange peel, and I used, if you have, you know, strips of orange peel that are already dehydrated, well then that's great. I didn't, but so out of my kitchen I used dehydrated orange peel, and again, that's to open roads, remove blockages. And of course I use sage for a cleanser, and I use star anise, and I actually use star anise or anise and sage together in my protection baths and my spiritual baths. And I use anise to call spirits. This will help call spirits. I have juniper berries, and I also added Palo Santo chips. And again, that's where sage can't do some things. Palo Santo will pick up where sage leaves off at to protect you. I've got the starfish. That's actually, again, a gift from a very, very wonderful friend who was a subscriber first and is now a friend. But the starfish is for regeneration. So there may be aspects of your life that you know that might need a little bit of regeneration. So I also did put some dragon's blood resin, and I know dragon's blood resin is pretty pricey, but I find that dragon's blood enhances everything else that you've put in here. It magnifies everything else, so I definitely use that. And like I said, I've used little sprigs of the pine, and that's just for Yule. Absolutely just for Yule. And I use sprigs of cedar, which I can see throughout here. I use sprigs of cedar for grounding. And I have plucked my rose petals and put those in there. Now, if you want to use a plastic ornament like this, then probably you could use the whole bud. I prefer glass, but you will have a seam where it will snap together, and I guess you probably could use a ribbon or something and glue a ribbon to, just to kind of hide the seam. But I do my rose petals, and also, like I said, these were from a spell the other day and they've been drying, but don't forget, cut off where you have your thorns here and add that too, because again, remember, these are for protection. So I told you guys, I'm a thrifty witch and I don't want anything to go to waste. So I use my thorns and I put those in here. Cinnamon stick, of course, for love. I did use frankincense and myrrh. I have some feathers here. I do use feathers. It says, witch, please. I did use mica flakes, and I guess technically this is glitter, but these are the bigger flakes, so you can see them, a little bit better in here. I didn't want it to be too much. And I did use a sheath of wheat. I cut it off. And for me, wheat means life. Just in general, it means life. Again, if you want to add any kind of broken glass, broken mirror, or pins, anything like that. Again, this is definitely for protection, but that's basically, now, if you are in a new relationship, or if you were having an anniversary or something like that, you could make something like this, and maybe, and I don't think everybody's a pack rat like I am, but I was going through some of my stuff, and I still have like concert tickets that me and my son, that we went to. You may have like little concert tickets that you want to put in here. You may have a very small photo of you and your loved one that you might want to put in here. Anything like that is going to generate love, memories. I actually, probably later today, I'm going to be making another one for my weight loss that I'm working on. I'm still working on it, and I actually have two, but I have a photo of me at my very heaviest. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this and add ingredients specific for weight loss, and I am going to slip that photo in there. Yes, I certainly am. And I'm going to make sure that I can see it front and center, and I'm going to hang it in my kitchen window. So as a visual cue, and certainly if you have any polished stones or rough drew stones that you want to add there and that mean something to you, I probably would add carnelian hematite, tourmaline, anything like that that's going to protect you, give you courage, anything like that. But let's see, I think, and what I did is I took, and of course, you know, I have my charms here on here already, but I took some raffia and I've just really glued it shut with a bit of Mod Podge. Now that I used raffia here, and I did use twine on this one. Now this one seems like it's pretty heavy for my little tree. For my little tree. So I don't think that I'm going to be able to hang this one off of my little tree, but I will be hanging this one. This one I'm probably going to be adding in my kitchen window. And again, you can probably see some of the things that I've added here. I actually found time yesterday to go to the dollar store, believe it or not, and I found these cute little garlands. And I bought two, and I started to and again, these aren't, even though I got them at the dollar store, they seem to be really, really well made. It's not only a garland, it is twine, thankfully, because I'm not going to put plastic on here. But it's also, and I'll have to come a little bit closer, and it's a felt. Now I bought one, and this looks like a snowflake, but on the other side, it's actually a little bitty clothespin. Isn't that cute? I think you guys can see it. A little bitty clothespin, and they slide on the twine. And I started to put this on here like this. And then I thought, well, if I actually hang anything off of here, you're not going to be able to see anything in here. So, you know, just heads up, I was able to find snowflakes, and I also found, and again, just cheap Christmas trees, a little package of Christmas trees. But, you know, I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video. My chair seems to be sliding out from under me. And I really hope that I've inspired you. And I want to thank you guys again for sticking with me. Hopefully with the surgery out of the way, things will get kind of more back to normal as it can be for me anyway. And so, you know, just hang in there with me. I am going to be doing a giveaway when I hit 1,000 subscribers. I'm going to be doing a massive, huge giveaway. Some of the things are from me, and I mean, it's all from me, but some of the things are things that I've worked on, maybe an ornament, maybe an oil. Definitely there's going to be books in it, and there's actually there's a lady on Etsy that she did some artwork for me, and she has a couple of little things there that I'm like, you know, that would really be an awesome part of a giveaway. And I'm going to do that. So when I hit 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to be doing just a huge giveaway. But so, you know, I hope you guys continue to join me and share my videos, and we'll go from there. But certainly, if you have any questions at all about what I've done here, and certainly, you know, you can make it your own. You guys, I mean, know how you want to do it, how you want it to look, things like that. I'm just because I like mine a little bit more natural doesn't necessarily mean you know it's my way or the highway, so to speak. But again, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Don't forget to join me on Wednesday, Witch's Brew, where I'm going to be chatting a little bit about, I had a question about my woodworking, and so I'm going to chat a little bit about my woodworking and how I started doing that, which I guess in a way it kind of seems a little bit unusual for me to be doing woodworking. And I've also been asked about how I would go about doing protection in a new home or a new to me home, And so I'm going to give you guys a few ideas about that, and of course I'm going to give you my opinion about that too, and maybe a few little tips and hints that will help maybe a few of you along the way. But again, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, a wonderful rest of the weekend, however this gets out there on YouTube. And with that, I'm going to say merry part, and I hope to merry meet again. Goodbye, guys.